everyone, it's Ellen. I'm here today to make a recipe of banana pancakes. And the pancake recipe that I use is Betty Crocker. So you can get that online. And I've used it for years. When I lived overseas, I used it, and I've always had little variations on it. So I'll show you my variation today. But basically, I'll go over the ingredients. So you have eggs, 1 egg, flour, okay, so you have flour, salt, I have the kosher salt, but you could use any salt, sugar, use a little bit of sugar in this recipe, baking powder, and milk. So I'm just gonna grab my milk, forgot to get that before. So let's get started. All right, so it's a fairly quick recipe, so it's not going to take too long, but it yields some really delicious pancakes that you can have for supper. You can have, in some countries, they actually have pancakes for dessert. So, and the banana variation is really nice. It's a nice variation. Okay, so we're going to take 1 egg, and depending on how big your eggs are, I'm going to turn the skillet on too so that it gets a little hot. So I'm putting it on medium heat. So we're going to take a whisk. I'm just going to, whisk the egg in I use the stainless steel bowl, but you can use whatever bowl you have. So I'm just going to break the egg on the side. I'm just gonna whisk it. I'm gonna actually add 2 eggs. I kind of in the mood for really rich pancakes tonight. All right, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of shell out that just fell in. I don't want shell in my pancakes. There we go. It's all out. Okay, so I'm just gonna whisk it together. Take my whisk the eggs. Just whisk them together until they're a little bit fluffy. So just gonna whisk. Okay, so that's good. So they're fluffy. So I'm going to put that down on the counter. Wash my hands and the egg. Okay, so I'm going to take a cup of flour. So I have my cup measure. So I'm just going to take a cup of flour. So I'm actually going to, my flour jar is done, so I have to start anew. I have to fill up my flour jar. So I'm going to use a cup of flour. I use gold medal. You can use anything. So a cup of flour. I'm going to put it right in there. You're going to use 3 teaspoons of baking powder. There's other variations where you can use, I'm not going to use that, don't worry. There's other variations where people use part baking powder, part baking soda. So I'm going to use 3 teaspoons of baking powder. So just take my teaspoon. I'm going to put 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to take a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'll just open up my little salt container. Take a 1/4 teaspoon, put that in there. And then sugar, they call for a tablespoon of sugar. Okay, so I'll do that. Tablespoon of sugar. With my sugar. I have a 1/2 tablespoon, that's why I put 2. I can actually put 2 tablespoons. And then with milk, we're going to put 3/4 cup of milk. 3/4 cup. So I'm going to use my glass measure. 3/4 cup of milk. And then the last ingredient is 2 tablespoons of melted butter or oil. So I'm going to opt for the butter. I like the flavor. So I'm going to grab some butter from the fridge. So I'm just going to cut 2 tablespoons And I'm going to put it in the microwave and melt it. So in the meantime, so I'll just put that in my glass container, a glass measuring cup. So I'll put the butter in there, the 2 tablespoons, and I'll just put it in the microwave for like 40 seconds. And that should do it. Sometimes it takes a minute, but I'll put it in for about 40 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the microwave. Okay, and then my griddle is going. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix together with the wooden spoon the ingredients that I have. I have the eggs, I have the flour, I have the baking powder, the salt, milk, and then the butter is gonna go in after. And then we're also gonna do, and you don't want to mix it too much. It's going to be lumpy, so don't worry if there's lumps in it. It's supposed to be that way. And then I'm going to add, so this is almost ready, the butter, so I'm just waiting. Okay. So the butter is all melted. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to mix that in. And it makes a nice consistency. This batter is a nice consistency. It's not too thin, it's not too thick. So then when I add my bananas, so I froze these, so that's why they're black, but there's 2, how many bananas are in here? 2 or 3. So I'll use all of them because they're kind of, they've been, they've been thawed out from the freezer. So I'm just gonna put, the bananas in there. So there's 3. You can put 2. I mean, it depends. It's all whatever you want, but I'm going to put 3. I'll put 3 bananas in there. So just let them smush out. Yeah. Okay, good. And then I'm just going to use my whisk. I'll put my wooden spoon aside. So I'm going to use my whisk, and I'm just going to whisk the bananas into the mix. I'm just gonna break them up. That'll break them up. Breaks them up real nice. So just whisk them, give it a couple of stirs. Like I said, you don't want to overdo it, but you do want the bananas not to be in big chunks. You want them to break up and be part of the batter. Okay. So they're looking good. All right, so I think that's good. It's kind of a little bit lumpy, which is okay. You don't want it to be, it's all right. It can be lumpy. Okay, so the bananas are broken up, so that's good. All right, so I'm gonna put that aside. And then I'm gonna check my griddle to make sure it's ready. So I preheated it, and then I'm just gonna take water, just a little bit of water. And when they dance and melt on the pan, then you know they're ready. So usually for me, I put a little bit of butter on the pan, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take a little bit of butter, put it on the pan. Not much, just a little bit. And then I'm going to put my pancake right into the pan. Don't want it to get too brown. So only 1 pancake fits on this pan, so that's okay. That works. Okay, so it's cooking on the pan, and I have it on medium heat. I probably should have put it on lower heat, but that's okay. So you just wait until the pancakes bubble, like there's like air bubbles in them, and then you flip it. So you don't want to burn them, obviously. And the first one always comes out like looking like a little funky, but then the next one always looks golden. It looks really nice. That's just my experience. Okay, so the bubbles are starting to form in the pancake. So I'm going to let that go for a little bit. I don't want them to be doughy in the middle, so I'm going to let them cook a little bit longer, not too much longer. All right, so now I'm going to flip. Yeah, it got a little well done. Okay. So I did turn the heat down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to take the pan off the heat. I don't want it to get too overheated. I'm going to do another pancake. See, this one kind of came out a little bit well done, but the back is really nice. The back is nice and golden. That's one pancake. So I'm going to put a little butter on the pancake. Little butter. My banana pancake. And everything is optional. Like, you don't have to put what do you call it, bananas in, and if you don't want sugar in there, you don't have to, but these are banana pancakes, so that's what I'm making. And then I put pancake syrup on top. You can put honey on top, you can put Lion's brand syrup, you can put jelly, brown sugar or cinnamon and sugar, whatever works. Okay, this one's nice. This one's nice. Put this one on. I'm gonna put my other pancake on just for another little minute because it kind of looks a little bit doughy in the middle. So I'm just gonna put that back in the pan for a minute. Okay, so that should do it. I've got two pancakes. I'm gonna take the heat off. This is my afternoon dinner. My afternoon dinner. So I'm just gonna let that cook a little bit. All right, I think that's good. So now I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna put a little butter on them. And syrup. So you can use maple syrup, like I said, whatever works for you. So I'm gonna a fork, use my butter. So I'm gonna take a little bit of butter and have a pancake. See how it tastes. When my husband was alive, he would have me make these every once in a while. It's kind of like comfort food. It's kind of a rainy, not rainy, but like gray, kind of coldish day. So have a little coffee with it. Now I'm a dipper, so I like to put my syrup separate. So I have another dish that I put my syrup in, and then I dip the pancakes into the syrup. Open the syrup top. There. Okay, so I'm going to put some syrup. I'm just using pancake syrup. I think I got it at the dollar store. Alright, so I'm going to dig in here. I've got my pancake ready to eat. I'm going to dip it in the syrup, and then I'm going to try it. That is really good. Having the butter in the skillet, you don't have to. Like if you use a non-stick skillet, that's actually even better. But I do like the butter flavor. And the 3 bananas worked well. And the 2 eggs instead of 1 egg. So again, you can always make variations on this recipe. Some people put buttermilk in it. If you don't have buttermilk, you can add vinegar to milk and it makes buttermilk. But it's really a delicious meal. Really banana-y. I think that's it. Okay. Buen provecho. Hope you have a good afternoon. Bye.